buying a lake house is definitely an investment that you get to have a lot of fun with, for sure, and you can make some money on. Welcome to Dock Talk, out here on Lake Dunlap on a pontoon boat for the first time. So we are here to talk about, is waterfront property worth the investment? So I'll start us out with, the word investment. You've got to look at it. It doesn't necessarily mean that somebody's wanting to do it as a short-term rental and have it make sense on paper, which is what we'll get to in a little bit. But everything can be an investment, good or bad. You know, your primary home is an investment. Your car, if you want to buy a Raptor R, it's a bad investment. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So, but absolutely, buying a lake house is definitely an investment that you get to have a lot of fun with, for sure, and you can make some money on.
Yeah, get to play with your investments. I always look at it from the appreciation standpoint, not necessarily the short-term rental portion of it, but the appreciation of it. You know, when I first started appraising back in 2001, you could buy a lakefront lot on Canyon Lake for $80,000. Now they're $800,000 to $900,000 for a lakefront lot. So if you do the math, the rule of 72, stock market, if your money were there, real estate outpaces the stock market by far. So if I'd pull all my money out and put it in the real estate at that time,
I'd say water.
Probably wouldn't be here today. So waterfront.
Yes, because you're an appraiser, have been since 2000. The appreciation rate is it greater or equal to or less than, say, its non-waterfront counterparts?
Well, yeah, waterfront is always in demand because, God's not making any more of it. It's very limited supply of it. So it's going to be a great investment. And it's an investment, like you say, that you can play with. While you can't play with your stocks, but you can play with your lake house. So
that is a good point. It's a limited supply with an ever-increasing demand.
Right.
That's a recipe for a fantastic investment, if you ask me.
For sure.
So a lot of them.
Now, what about the short-term rental aspect?
Short-term rental, we have a lot of clients in Highland Lakes that, want to look at a lake house for short-term rental because they're like, we just want it to help pay some of the bills, maybe not all of the bills. I had a client the other day that was just like, it would just pay the taxes. It will more than pay all the taxes. And so it made sense for them. They could buy the house, enjoy it, and not have to worry about paying the taxes every year. They didn't need to just rent it out to actually own it. They weren't looking for the mortgage.
Right.
And then the placement of what lake are you on? What do you want to do? Is it a draw for people to come look at your lake house?
Yeah.
Is it, if I'm on Lake Buchanan, I'm probably there for fishing. Probably not there for as much boating because the docks are a little harder to get to. Not right now, it's full.
Yeah.
But at LBJ, it's constant level. It's fantastic. Everybody, come on.
Yeah.
So
that's when Brooke and I were talking before this video, and it's a common question that people they start looking and they mention STRs, short-term rentals, and we're like, hey, do you want this to make sense on paper? And they're like, oh, absolutely. And I'm like, let me save you a ton of time. It doesn't. If you're not considering the future appreciation, it very rarely makes sense on paper. I've seen 3 or 4 properties that make sense on paper, and they're like a 7-bedroom house right next to a manufacturing plant that runs 24/7, so you could buy it really cheap, and the renters didn't really care about the manufacturing plant running 24/7, and it would rent equivalent to a better location 7-bedroom house. But it made sense on paper.
Well,
it didn't appreciate very well.
Well, and I've got 2 homes in mine. I've been selling for 10 years now, and only two of the 40, 45 homes I sell a year, only 2 over the past 10 years that I can come think of in my mind. One of them I have right now that makes $130,000, $140,000 a year. The others don't. They're more in the $30,000, $40,000 a range, depending on the nightly rental, of course. But these 2 make sense that they are making money as a business. But they've got the ideal setup. They've got a pool, a spa, a lake view, lake frontage, and it's a nice big house. So very rare does it make sense on paper, but there are occasions where it does.
And being strategic in what you're looking for will make a big difference in the quality of the water, where you're located. So some people just have a certain budget and they can only afford to be in a certain area. But if you're really looking for that appreciation, trying to find the most quality waterfront, because maybe it's just a cabin now and eventually somebody's going to scrape it and build something else. And I mean, most of the wealthiest people in the world got wealthy through real estate. So it is a great investment, whether you're looking to do short-term rental or looking for that long-term gain.
You hit on a good point, because what I always say is, what's the 3 most important things in real estate?
Location, location.
Location, location, location. There we go. That's what's really going to appreciate. You get the best location, and you can change the house, you can tear down the house, you can build a new dock, but you can't change its location. So,
man, that's the direction it faces. That's the water type that it is. I mean, if it has trees, if it doesn't. I mean, there's so many things that go into that.
Yeah, and proximity to stuff. Restaurants, bars, stores. I mean, that means a lot. I mean, because Buchanan is out there, but you really got to like Buchanan. But those people that want to be close to restaurants and stuff, they're going to be on LBJ or Austin or, so, yeah.
The biggest thing that I really, we fight with is a lot of the stockbrokers, advisors, they call themselves sometimes. Sorry for the advisors out there. But we fight with them because they're, the client wants to take some of their money and invest it in real estate and waterfront real estate, which does appreciate. But guess what? Every time they always tell me, like, I'm going to check with my advisor. And it's like, I will tell you what he's going to say. You pull the money away from him, he no longer makes money off of your money. So watch, he's gonna say, don't do it, keep your money here, or get a mortgage or something. And if you don't wanna get a mortgage and you wanna pay cash, it's going to appreciate.
What's funny is they even try to recommend what they should offer for the house when they have no knowledge of what it's worth, but they're like, oh yeah, negotiate this price, because they don't want to let that money go.
Yeah. But it's funny when we prep our clients beforehand and they're like, no, my guy he looks out for me, and then they'll come back, 24 hours later. He said exactly what you said he was gonna say.
Yeah, of course.
But it's you only live once, and you want to have investments that you can play with, that appreciate.
Diversify, right?
Exactly, diversify, exactly. So if you're interested in investing in real estate and not, boring real estate like fourplexes or duplexes or apartment complexes, you want an investment you can play with, reach out to us. We'll point you in the right direction of the highest appreciating areas of waterfront real estate in Central Texas. We'll see you out on the water.